Hello, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here again. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another video today. And we're doing an end of the year tier list for all the 24 films I saw in the month of March for retro films. And we're going to go ahead and get started with this list. Alright, so you pretty much know how these tier lists work, so let's just go ahead and get straight to it. And we're starting off in the way I saw them, and we're starting off with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which easily going straight up in the top tier. I loved this movie. I personally thought it was one of the best animated films I've seen this year, as well as last year. Easily one of my top favorite films of this year. I absolutely loved Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The animation is great, the characters, the story, everything about it is just overall great. Besides the wolf character, I wasn't a big fan of it because he just didn't really have a real arc. But I guess you could say if you explore Puss's character, there's some stuff to do there. Then we got Inheritance, another film that I thought was kind of good, but kind of forgettable at the same time. So I'm going to put it in the C tier because I did kind of enjoy it. Simon Pegg did play a nice role in it as this threatening force, so I thought that was kind of cool, but other than that, nothing too much to talk about there. This one, The Wanting Mare, I thought was kind of cool, but also kind of forgettable, but I don't remember much of it, so C tier. Can't put it in F tier because it's not really that type of movie. John Wick Chapter 2, definitely B tier. Not my favorite film of all time, but it is very good. The action is superior. It's very painful, much better than the first film. So definitely a good watch. Then we got Shirley, a film that I was just so confused by, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna put it in the F tier. I just didn't like it that much. I'm sorry, but it was just not a great movie. It was just not a good movie. I did not like it at all. I'm sorry. Then we got Pinocchio. Now this is where we get into the films that I watched for the Oscars, and Pinocchio was a first time watch for best animated film. Obviously, I wanted Puss in Boots to win. Fortunately, didn't. But Pinocchio is just a great film. It does. If you were disappointed with the Pinocchio remake from Disney that came out on Disney Plus last year, just watch this film because it has all the clever ideas that they could have done with that remake. And I've already talked about it in other videos, so you can go check out my rating on that film. But it is an overall great. It's a great animated film. The stop motion is great. The way that they retell this story, doing the hot cocoa stuff, giving him this child soldier story, as well as kind of, telling this overall good story and making him live a long life and not just turning him into a living boy in the end. It's a clever story. Then we got Everything Everywhere All at Once, another amazing, fantastic film that I thoroughly enjoyed, and this is also another one of my favorite films from the month. While not as good as Pinocchio, it's still a very fun movie. It's still a great film that is all the awards that it earned, I thought it deserved. Where it's like all the awards that it earned, I thought it deserved. From the film editing, to the direction, to the cast. The action is great. The story, it's weird, and it's wacky, and it's just crazy, and it's probably not going to be a film for everyone, but it's also a film that I feel like will be very fun for people that are fans of multiverse films. If you were disappointed with Doctor Strange, this is the multiverse movie you want to check out. Then we got Navalny, that won Best Documentary Feature Film. This was also a good documentary. I don't have too much to say about it, but it's good. Then we got All Quiet on the Western Front, which was also another good war movie. And I might put this in the B tier because I did like the score for this movie, and I did like some of the war scenes where it made you feel like that it's not exciting, but it's something personal. And so I kind of like that aspect of the film. Then we have The Whale, such a very depressing film. A movie that has very good performances, but also a very great story of maybe death is probably the best way to go in life. And I thought that story was just kind of unique. So I'm going to put it in the A tier for me. Yes, it is above Everything Everywhere All at Once, but it does some unique Actually, let me change this. I'm gonna put Everything Everywhere All at Once in front of Puss in Boots. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it here. I'm sorry. Then we get Woman Talking. A kind of disappointing movie, if I'm being honest. It's better than The Wanting Mare, but it has some cool ideas in it, but not exactly as rewatchable as I wanted it to be. Then we have Top Gun Maverick, another great Oscar winner film that won Best Sound. This is a fantastic film. I absolutely loved this one. Not as much as I loved, the top ones. With The Whale and Top Gun, they're in the top tier, but they're not films I'm going to go back and rewatch all the time. Then we got RRR, another really good film that I thoroughly enjoyed. It has some great action, and I like how this is my first time really checking out India cinema, so this was something kind of unique for me and a unique experience to check out. I would like to see more India cinema films to get the picture of what it is, so I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Then we got John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Oh, actually, no, wait, let me put this one. I'm actually gonna put it here because I really enjoyed it more than John Wick 2. Then we got John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, another solid action film from the John Wick franchise. And I think that this is one of my favorite John Wick film, and this is easily going in the B tier category. I can't put it in the top tier because the story is not that great, but the movie itself is very good. The action is absolutely incredible. The fact that they're able to do this choreography, but also not have horses actually kick people and actually have dogs fighting people, it's so unique. And I really want to check out John Wick Chapter 4 as soon as possible because it really sounds like a cool movie. Then we have The Last Days of American Crime. This is also another film that I thought was pretty good. It's basically just what you expect from a premise like this, and that's all it gives you, so I'm going to put it in the C tier. Nothing too much to explore from that. Then we have Spring Breakers, another film that I watched for my spring movie season, and it's fine. It stars James Franco, Selena Gomez. Nothing too much of it that excites me. It's not the best film. It's kind of weird at times, kind of forgettable. I'm gonna put it in the D tier though, because the story is just very dumb, and it's all it does. Then we get Murder Mystery, a film that I didn't really know what to expect because it starred Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston, and pretty much every time a movie comes out with them these days, it tends to not get very good reviews. But for me, I found this film to be very charismatic and very well done with comedy. They were very funny in this film, but they also handled this murder mystery plotline right. They even casted some great actors to star in this movie, with John Connie from the Black Panther films, and even Luke Evans, though he gets killed in the end. But it created a story that I thought was unique, had great comedy, and just overall, it does, use the platform of their characters, but it's overall a unique film. I really liked this one, so you're going in the B tier for me. And then we have The Five Bloods. I was actually excited to check this film out because it's my first non-MCU film starring Chadwick Boseman when he's not playing Black Panther, and he's not playing King T'Challa. But the thing about this film, the movie doesn't star Chadwick Boseman as much as I thought it would be. He plays a character that's deceased, and it came out 2 months before he passed away in 2020. So I was really excited to check this film out because I heard a lot of great reviews for it. And first off, the way that Spike Lee directs this film and does transitions, I thought was very, very good. And even the characters and the story that they wrote, it's well written. The characters are well written, and you also get to see Jonathan Majors way before he did Kang the Conqueror. And of course being in Creed 3. So, and also before he got arrested in New York for assaulting a woman. But and there's even some stakes when he's stepping on, when he has his foot on a grenade, and you have to be careful because if you step off a grenade, it's gonna blow up. So you have to pull as hard as you can, so that way you can get off the grenade, so you won't blow each other up. And even so, the action is pretty cool, though it's not like an action-packed film at all. It's still great. It told a great story. Is it as great as of a film that I thought it would be? I don't think so. But it is still a very cool experience to watch, and it will be going in the top tier for me. So I'm gonna put it in the 8 tier. Then we have The King of Staten Island. This is also another pretty cool film but at the same time, it also kind of mixes in all these different ideas. And I'm not sure if it mixed well enough together well. And so for me, you're gonna go in the C tier. I thought it was pretty funny at times. I thought it had an interesting story, but it kind of mixed in a bunch of ideas that kind of did too much of it. Then we got, what's this movie called? I think it was called, not Athlete A, that's the movie right here. I forgot the movie, it's something with Colombians. You can go check my letterbox out. I can't read the title of it. Hang on, let me go to my letterbox here. Don't mind my letterbox here. Alright, let me just go here. I forgot what it's called. Don't mind me. Okay. Oh yeah, Wasp Network. No, Wasp Network. So Wasp Network. And for me, this is the part of the list as we're exiting, March. This is just where the list just gets so weird, because these films I just did not like. They were just not good. They were just not good films, and Wasp Network was just such a boring movie. Most of it was talking in Colombian accents, and I didn't care for it as much. So it told it was at least memorable. It told at least a memorable story. Then we got Feel the Beat. This movie stars Sophia Carson, my Disney Channel crush. But besides that, her performance in it is fine. The movie overall is kind of forgettable, if I'm being honest. The story itself is okay. The movie overall is just okay. I'm gonna put it in the F tier though, because I don't care of going back to watching it. Then we got Athlete A. So this movie was actually an experience, because I was watching this as soon as I was finishing my book, my movie critics journal book, because I had a lot of movies to catch up on to write in my journal. And as I was watching this film, it was about an athlete that was also getting sexually harassed. And I'm like, what a way to tell an athlete story. Besides that, I don't really feel like this movie really works for me. I wasn't really invested into that type of story. When you're watching a documentary about an athlete, you're supposed to feel like motivation. You're supposed to feel satisfied for that person that you're talking about. And I feel like that this movie should have been told for a different story. I don't know. So I was kind of uncomfortable during this, so we're going to go in the F tier. Then we got Eurovision. Another pretty good film. It stars Will Ferrell, Rachel McAdams. Pretty cool little film. Nothing too crazy about this film. There are some pretty fun scenes, but it's not exactly the most enjoyable film of all. So I'm gonna put it in the C tier, because I did have some fun with it. And then finally we have Irresistible, the Steve Carell film. I thought this film was actually pretty good, but at the same time it was also kind of forgettable. It kind of told this story of Democrats and Republicans and stuff like that. I just didn't remember much of it, but I did like it a little bit. So yeah, there you go. That's my list for March of retro films. So yeah, March was actually a pretty good month, especially when it came to Oscar season, well, to Oscar week. So yeah, that's my ranking. That's my tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media stuff is in the about section over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.